What's going on, guys? Jamie here, and today I am going to bring you a slightly different episode. It's going to be focused mainly on the transfers. If anything does happen, I will show you. There are a few games to play in January if we have a look. There are 5 games in total. If there's not much transfer activity going on, then I may bring you one of the games. But today, yeah, something a little bit different. Just going to focus on the transfers. As you'll see, I haven't moved on from after the Forest game, so still yet to get into January. But yeah, I told you last time out my plans. Ideally, like to bring in a right winger, but apart from that, if anyone goes, then maybe we'll bring players in to replace them. But yeah, if anything happens, you will see it right here. Okay, so the first probable note of business, the 2nd of January, Southampton have come in with a bid for Chancellor Mbemba. Now he's valued at 11.75 million. I think if teams like Man City and PSG are interested in his services, I think we've got to be pushing the boundaries here. So I'm gonna negotiate with them. Let's bump up some of these clauses. Winning the FA Cup. They're not going to win the FA Cup, but if they do, I'm going to absolutely milk them for it. Let's get these all risen. Say 5 million in instalments. He plays for the Congo, so I'm fairly confident that he's going to get 20 games. We go for a fairly even spread. So 5.5 after 12 months, just over 5 million after international appearances, just over 5 million if they win the FA Cup, 23.5 million overall. Let's see what they say. They've negotiated. Oh, okay, so they've slightly upped the percentage of profit, slightly upped the initial fee. Let's raise these again. Raise these to about 3 million initially. What's that? 19. Okay. We'll push all the bonuses up to 4 million. That's not quite there. Bump these up a little bit more. There we go. Milk them for every penny that they have. And non-negotiable 21 million. Oh, so they've upped the initial fee to 12 million. They've added an extra clause in there after league appearances, 4.7 million. Oh, do I want to sell him? It's my first choice centre back. I'm going to remain firm and reject the offer. Offer's not good enough. Just note as well, I had a couple of loan offers for some youth players. And Yusuf Hadji, a bid's come in from Preston for Yusuf Hadji. I just feel like his impact is becoming less and less. Although we saw in an earlier episode that his stats in the league are quite good. He had the most key passes by a country mile. I just think that his use in the past sort of few months has become less and less now that all the strikers have become fit. And I just think with the amount of money that we have, we could probably get a better option in. So I'm going to cash in while I can get some money. So Preston bid 350k. We signed him for just a bit more than that. So I'm not too worried about making a loss at the moment. So interestingly then, very quickly, Hadji has rejected Preston on a lot of different terms. So it doesn't look like Hadji's going to be going anywhere quite yet. Okay, so we've advanced along a couple of days. We have played one game in the meantime. We did back to winning ways, beat Blackburn 2-0. But Liverpool have come in for an offer with Mbemba. Initial fee of 13.5 million, or that's the value of the total deal. Similar sort of offer that Southampton were offering, an initial fee up front and then loads of different add-ons. So I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to bump up some of these fees and we'll have a look what they're saying. Okay, so we've bumped it up to the fee that we did last time, about 23.5 million. Let's see what they say. They've negotiated a deal slightly closer. They've upped the percentage of profit from next sale. 17 and a bit. Okay, I'm going to bump up the add-ons a little bit more. Okay, we've gone back up to 23.5. They've deemed it acceptable. Okay, so an initial fee of just over 10 million. Just under 3.5 million over 12 months. Just under 3.5 million out of 50 games. Just under 3.5 million again for 20 international appearances. And then just under 3.5 mil if they win the FA Cup. I feel like that's a more achievable target, but still, I feel a deal that's good for the club. I mean, with the likes of City, Liverpool, PSG all interested in his services, I feel like it was kind of going to be hard to keep hold of him anyway. I like the centre backs that I have, so I wouldn't be too disheartened about him leaving. So gives me plenty of money to strengthen elsewhere. So definitely happy with that deal. A mini little update on the Mbemba move then. He has agreed a deal with Liverpool. He has agreed terms. They've just applied for a work permit. It's coming through in the next few days. So if anything comes through, I'll let you know. Okay, so I've had an offer accepted for this guy. Andre Shembri is a striker. He's 30-year-old Maltese. Bovista only worth 150k, 2.5 star rating. But I do know about this guy. I signed him on my offline save for Reading when we got promoted to the Premier League. Um, and he ended up being my top scorer in the Premier League. In our first season, we finished 12th, and he ended up scoring at least 10 Premier League goals. So I know he can score, and yeah, I mean he fits in kind of nicely with the positions that we play. Got good all round stats. I mean his physicals aren't too bad for a 30-year-old. But yeah, I know about him. I know what he can do. So that's why I'm happy to offer him, well, to get him in really. Even though he's only 2.5 star rated, he's a fairly cheap option. I mean 825k for him. So yeah, that gives us plenty of money to bring in a decent winger. I've been looking at the likes of someone like Anthony Knockaert, or that's one name that's popped up. So, but yeah, we negotiate with Shembri. I only want him to be a backup player. A year on his contract, that's fine. He wants 11k. He's only on 2 grand, right? Okay, we'll knock that down. We'll go to 10. I'm happy to give him 10. And with players, when I try and sign them, I always try and knock off as many bonuses as possible, just because I don't like extra fees coming out that I don't really know about or I'll forget about. With some players, if I'm desperate to sign them, I won't, but I'll just include them. But with some players, I'll try and negotiate down as much as possible. Let's get rid of his appearance fee. I don't mind having a goal bonus. Get rid of the wage rise and the extension. Okay, he's not happy with being a rotation. Right, we're locking a backup. That's all I want him to be. We'll knock this back down to 10. Get rid of the extra bonuses. Okay, he's upped his wage demands a little bit. That's kind of expected. We'll just keep going. Okay, this is not too distant. Not that bad, down to 10. Okay, well at least he's agreed to the wages. Just these bonuses. There we go. Right. So I'm pretty happy with that deal. 10 grand a week. We've got like 125 grand in wages, so not too bad. And especially for a club like Newcastle, 10 grand's nothing really a week. Just to note as well, I did play Bournemouth in the FA Cup. I lost 3-0. I played a slightly rotated side. As you can see, Sales in goal. Played Gamez, Lazar, Colback, Diame, so Aaron's as well. So played a full strength team as well. They were better than us on the day, so I'm not really that fussed. It was always going to be a tough being drawn against a team like that so early on, but yeah, game coming up against Brentford, so I'll join you when there's more news. Okay, so just had an offer accepted for Jamie Patterson of Bristol City. If you take a look at his profile, again, only a 2.5 star rated player, but I don't always believe the star ratings, like, I do follow them for guidance, obviously, but I don't believe them completely. Sometimes I feel like players can play a lot better than what their star rating suggests. Valued at 1.9 million, I've had a bid accepted. I've bid just under 4 million, 3.7. He's a player that I've always enjoyed in Football Manager. I've always thought he's done quite well. Bristol City kind of hasn't really cut it. Where he's doing okay for them, but he's just not that name that he once was. When the earlier Football Managers, he used to turn into, if you nurtured him right, he turned into something quite special. I mean, if you have a look at he prefers being an inside forward. He likes to cut in from the wings. If you have a look, okay, crossing 11, not great. But dribbling 15, finishing 13, first touch 12, passing 13, technique 13, off the ball. So he's got good stats, and he's only 25, still got time to learn. So I think a little bit of pace about him. I think this could be a good addition. Again, we're only really looking for a backup for Richie. Richie's always going to be our main man. But I think as a backup, you look at his versatility as well. He can play on the left side, he can play centre mid, he can play up front. So I think this could be a really good addition to our team. So if we have a look, what's he currently? So he's on 7 grand. He's happy to be a backup, which is good. He only wants a 1 year contract. That's interesting. 25-year-old that only wants a 1 year deal. 11 grand a week, which is fine. Signing on fee and agent fee, no problem. We get rid of some of these, so goal bonus can stay. Winger, so I don't mind that. And I give goal bonuses. 25 game, promoted final season. This just seems really bizarre. His demands seem so low for a 25-year-old in the championship. A backup on a 1 year deal for 3.7 million might seem like a bit of an odd deal, but we'll go for it nonetheless. And here we are then, click continue, and Shembri, is ready to come in. Do I wanna, I'm just thinking, if we're gonna be getting Patterson for just under 4 million, we've got a budget of 11 million, so wage budget's not a problem. I'm just thinking, if we're getting Patterson for just under 4 million, we'll be left with about 7.5 million. I'm just wondering, is there someone we could go out and get that would be a real good, like, attacking addition? I'm second guessing myself now, which I never do. I'm normally confident in my transfers, but I'm just thinking, do we delay Shembri? I just think he's cheap. I know what he can. I know what he can do, and I know he can score goals. Oh, I'm stuck. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delay the Shembri transfer. We get Patterson in. Barley's is going out on loan. That's fine. I just thought I'd show you as well. Actually, um, we just played Brentford. Absolutely smashed them 5-1. We were insane in this game. In 25 minutes, I don't think they'd even had a shot. We were 2-0 up. We hit the post, we hit the bar. We were just all over them like a rash. One thing to note as well, strikers are coming back in form, which is really good. I don't know what it is, ever since the turn of the year, we've finally picked up a bit of form. To be fair, we had a pretty rough spell in December. But if you look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One defeat in 8 games in the league isn't too bad. And, we're unbeaten in the last 5 in the league. So, the form isn't necessarily as bad as we think. It's just obviously turning those draws into wins. If we talk about the strikers, Mitrovic and Murphy grabbing a goal in the Blackburn game, and we have a look here. Mitrovic grabbed 2, Murphy grabbed 1, Aaron's got 1 off the bench, and Mbemba grabbed a goal. I kind of use this game as Mbemba's goodbye. I think I played Lascelles. Hanley's still out injured, and I don't think Clark was quite 100% fit. And I don't really like playing players who are like in negotiations to leave. But I needed to play Mbemba. He served me well, 8.4 rating, grabbed a goal. He was the guy that hit the post as well. I took him off with about 15 minutes to go. He was getting tired, but I thought, sentimental value. I'll let him get his standing ovation from the virtual crowd as a thank you and a goodbye. But yeah, form is picked up, which is really good. Next, we play bottom of the table Rotherham. So, all being well, that will go to plan. And if there is any more news, you guys will find out after this cut. Okay, so an interesting development then in the Mbemba transfer. He's been rejected a work permit because Congo don't have a high enough world ranking, apparently. So they've appealed and there's going to be another hearing. Could well be a chance that Chancellor Mbemba isn't actually going anywhere. We've already seen we've agreed a deal for Shembri, but now Patterson has agreed to sign 3.7. The deal will cost 3.7 million, 4.1 from the budget. That still gives us about 7 million to look at another striker. I'm still baffled by the contract situation. The fact he only wants 1 year. Amazing, but nonetheless, Patterson is in the van. He joins Newcastle, and I think this is a good deal. It costs a little bit of money, bit of a gamble, but a good player. I have faith in him. So hopefully he will be a good squad player for us. Big news then in the Chancellor member transfer saga. The appeal has been turned down, so he stays a Newcastle player. Unbelievable, really. Is he still wanted? He is still wanted by Man City. Well, they're not going to be able to get a work permit for him. So, do you know what? I was never, properly for him leaving. Like I said before, I never stand in the way of a player leaving the club. Like as much as I might want them to stay, if we get the right money for them, then it's down to them. I'd treat it exactly the same as I would if I was a real life football manager. I'd pull the player into the office and be like, look, it's not that we want to get rid of you, but we've had a bid that we feel is acceptable. If you want to stick around here, by all means, if you want to go and speak to that club, then you go and do that. So, yeah, definitely happy to keep him member. But yeah, really interesting actually. I was kind of looking forward to that money coming in. But nonetheless, we will carry on. I'm having a look at a few youngsters now. It's nothing really sort of that noteworthy, just sort of 16, 17 year olds to fill out the under 18s. As you can see, it's quite thin. One player we have brought in already, Will Appleyard, just got him from Crew. Only on a 1 year deal as well, so his potential isn't quite what I expected it to be. But if he doesn't live up to the hype, then he's only here for a year. We haven't spent massive amount of money on him. I think he costs like 30k compensation. So yeah, not too much of a gamble. In negotiations with another one as well from Crew actually. Same sort. I think he's a little bit more money, but yeah, they all want 1 year deals, so it's not too much of a gamble. So here we are then, the day has come back around. Shenbury, we need to confirm, I've had a look in the market, there's not really, I feel, much better value for money deals than Shenbury, so I am going to go ahead and complete the deal. Like I said before, it's a player I know, a player that has done well for me in a higher division, so considering he's only going to be a backup player, I'm quite happy with that. Wages aren't massive, um, and it gives us a little bit of more money to manoeuvre at the end of the window. I mean, we've still got over a week left. We've got 600. We've got 6 million, but 103 grand of wages to spare. So definitely room for manoeuvre. You can just see there a few of the players I was looking at, 16-year-olds. Mainly just to fill out the under 18s, but yeah, now Shenbury's out of the way. I'll have a serious look, see if there's anyone else I can bring in. I'm quite happy with the squad. We just played our other game. We just played Rotherham. We won 3-0. It was a very comfortable victory. Yeah, I'm happy with the squad as it is. If someone catches my eye later on, I might make some more deals, but other than that, maybe just a couple more youngsters. But I think that might be it from me. I know it's a bit boring, but as they say, it's good to get your business done early. I think I am going to end the episode there. I know it's gone on for quite a while already. I know I've got my business done early. I know there's still a few days left of the transfer window, but I don't foresee any more business being done unless there's departures. If there is any more business, I will show you that, of course, in the next episode. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, something a little bit different. I know I'm full of cold and I don't sound as good, so I'm really sorry. I know there's a lot of ums and a lot of so's. This kind of episode I haven't really done before. I didn't really know what to expect when I started it. Maybe I could have planned it a little bit better, but it is something a bit different. I'm not quite used to talking to the in the microphone yet. I do all of this unscripted, I don't want to. I do all of this unscripted, I don't want a script to go by. I feel like that's a bit fake. I just want to come up with this on the fly essentially and just say what I'm thinking, say how I'm feeling. I don't do a lot of editing, as you'll be able to tell from the videos. There is times where there's a lot of ums and a lot of so's, but with more episodes that come out, I'll get more confident in speaking into the microphone. But so yeah, something a little bit different today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We will get this season finished, and I know the uploads have been a bit sparse, but I'm really getting back into this now. My favourite moments of a save are always the transfer windows. I love the business, love getting new players into the team, and as you can see from the bottom left corner as well, our form's been great in this month. We've claimed back top spot. We've opened up a nice little gap to the third place team as well. So all seems to be coming up very well. But as I said before, if you have enjoyed today's episode, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know if this is the kind of thing that you enjoy or you just want me to go back to doing gameplay. But yeah, I will see you guys in a bit.